So perfect. Well, thank you guys for, obviously taking the time to talk to me. I know you've been horribly busy.
Yes.
We've got obviously the season premiere this weekend. You guys, I think, are doing a party for that.
Yeah, we are.
Did you forget?
Some people think we forgot about their party, but we promised it's going to be awesome.
Right.
I'm sure it is. I'm kind of jealous we're not going to be there.
Oh, I know. Well, we're going to have 350 people or so.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you doing a podcast from the party?
We will.
We will be.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been catching up on your podcast the last few days, and you guys are goofballs. It's really it's a lot of fun to listen to. It's a good time.
We got to do something to keep ourselves entertained, especially over the summer.
I hope you're not listening to the summer ones because they're my least favorite.
He doesn't even listen to
I haven't listened to any of the summer podcasts because I just think they're terrible.
Well, that's because he doesn't put any time into them.
The infancy, you kind of grow through it. You go back and you see things that you did a long time ago, and you're like, oh, my Lord, what was I doing? But no, they're fun. They're a lot of fun.
I mean, we love when the fans and the actors get to talk.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking forward to is kind of getting back into our season groove.
Right.
Greg Nicotero is on the podcast next Thursday.
Wow.
So that'll get us back into our weekly interviews, getting the fans on. So that's what we're looking forward to the most.
Yeah, we're excited.
Well, I mean, you guys obviously have devoted so much time to all of this. Are you actually able to do your regular jobs now? Because I know before this, from what I've read, from what I've researched, you both worked. You're an attorney and you're a producer. So,
right.
I mean,
I've now been
your day jobs?
I've been actually thrown out of my own house, and I now live here in Eric's basement. On the sofa right over here.
Right.
And my 6 kids and my wife are in the guest closet, actually.
They sleep standing up. No, yeah, I mean, it's definitely, especially these last couple of months, have been really dedicated to the convention. This one in particular, I think we'll delegate a lot more for future cons, but this one we just had to do it ourselves.
We really wanted to make sure that we do everything right and the way a fan would want it done.
Yeah, and that's not to say we have some amazing leaders that are going to be leading at our con, and then some 150 volunteers. So we can't do it all by ourselves, but just the planning and just all of that, we just wanted to put our touch to it.
And I'm only half joking. I actually have moved my office into Eric's basement. He actually works out of his office, and his recording studio is in his basement.
Right.
So I'll come over here about 3-4 hours a day now, and we'll work together in order just to get everything accomplished.
Just a lot of details.
It's a lot of little stuff. A lot of stuff we never thought actually happened until
I mean, if you look at the cast list, and you look at the very beginning from when the con was announced, and you see it's just like almost like a pecking order of, all right, who's next? And then you have, of course, Reedus, who first was Saturday, and now he's Sunday, and the same with Lauren Cohen. And then, of course, you dropped this bomb yesterday about Andrew Lincoln, and everybody just doesn't know what to do. And I'm thinking, oh, my, these people are going to be descending upon Atlanta like it's just going to be insane. And Michelle, your PR person, was nice enough to send me a bunch of posters. So I've been, hitting the streets in Charlotte for the last couple weeks, kind of putting posters up around. And people are just blown away. And I'm like, you know what? But don't go by this list. I'm like, don't go by this poster. Go on the website and look. Because so many more people.
I have 5,000 flyers delivered to my house tomorrow. None of them have Andrew Lincoln on them. Right. They still say, I think, Saturday for Norman and for Lauren. I mean, I'm like, no, can I send them back?
Well, I was actually out yesterday. I have a 4.5-year-old who is obsessed with Norman Reedus. So he's obviously going to meet him coming up. But we were out, he was with me delivering flyers. And it was when I got the notification that Andrew Lincoln was coming. And I was like, oh. And Andrew Lincoln's coming, he's on there too. The people were like, what? I think I was like in the middle of a GameStop or something, because I went there to drop off posters, and everybody's like, oh my gosh. So hopefully that's going to bring some more people. And they're like, when is this? And I'm like, oh, it's in November, you've got to come. So I think it's going to be quite successful.
Yeah, the ticket sales in the last 24 hours have been just insane. Much more than we actually thought. I literally was thinking, okay, we'll probably double our ticket sales when we announce Andrew, and I think we literally
quadrupled it.
What's the word when you do 10 times? I mean,
10 times.
10 times.
10 times.
Yesterday than we normally did, and it's continued today. And I really think that everything that we have for him for that weekend, we'll sell out before the convention.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I think one thing with him is, you don't really see him at a lot of conventions. He does San Diego Comic-Con, he does New York Comic-Con, but you don't really see him at some of the smaller ones, like what Reedus will do and things like that. So it's really, pretty amazing that you guys, I was like, oh my God, they landed Lincoln. I can't believe that.
It's funny because I'm talking to his PR rep, and we're hashing everything out, and I'm saying we really want to put it, the angle we want to take is that he just doesn't do conventions. I'm like, oh no, he does conventions. He does San Diego, New York. I'm like, yeah, but he doesn't do conventions. He goes to those because, that's where
those are probably the ones
goes.
AMC wants.
AMC requires,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't do the city convention like this. So,
and the reason I think one is persistence, but we also, there was a quote from him in the Daily Dead, in April,
May,
where he, what was his quote? Basically,
he just said that he wanted to do one convention in Atlanta this year to say thank you to the people of Atlanta for filming The Walking Dead there.
Yeah.
So I sent that quote to his representatives weekly, saying, this is the con. When he's saying he wants to do the one, it's our con he wants to do. And, I was very respectful and professional about it. But I think finally we were able to find the right angle to get him there. Having everybody else certainly did help. And we're just so thrilled and honored that he decided to come.
He probably felt a lot of peer pressure, Everybody.
Well, I mean, what else is he going to do on the weekends? Because
exactly.
else is coming. No, we're kidding about that, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely all of those above. I think were the recipe for him coming.
Right.
So.
Now, I read an article today. This is pretty funny, and it's I think because of the amount of cast members that you actually got for this. I was reading it, and someone was just doing a write-up, and they said they put an asterisk because they listed the cast that was coming, and they put an asterisk at the bottom, and they said, I have confirmed this. This is a legitimate convention. I think people just read it, and they're like, no. There's no way. There's no way they're getting that many people.
Yeah.
Trust us. We are literally waking up and thinking, well, did I just dream all of this?
Yeah. I don't even remember where I was, but I know where it was. I was at the doctor with my wife, and I got a text from my assistant. It just said, James, Andy, like this. Check your email. And so, and I'm looking, and I'm in my wife's doctor's office, going oh my gosh. She's looking at me she's go outside. And I call him, and I'm she can hear me out there. And I came back in, and she's like, that's exactly why I told you to go outside.
You're jumping up and down and screaming, and everybody's like, oh my God, what's the matter?
You're acting like little kids. I was about to go up on stage for this awards recognition thing with my wife. And he sends me this text with a picture of Andy going, yay! I'm like, no way! I was freaking out, acting like a little 10-year-old.
So as far as, when the convention does roll around, what are you guys going to be doing there? Are you going to be announcing the guests for the panels? Are you going to be kind of walking around? And, I see a little mayhem, but I think, so far it seems very, very organized.
The plan is to delegate as much of it as possible. We want to be hosts to people. We don't want to be in the middle of the detail of does this person get a ticket or not and all that stuff. We want to empower people. So we are actually planning a series of webinars for all the volunteers and our leaders to just kind of so we can communicate. And it's required, if you're going to be a volunteer, you have to watch these webinars because it needs to be communicated all that we think is important. Customer service is going to be really, really important. We don't want people getting ticked off at while they're at the con.
We don't want the bossy volunteer that's like, back in line, stand on the line, stand against the wall.
Right.
Yeah, no convention Nazis. We want this to be
fun. And at the same time, too, we don't want people to be disappointed and then a volunteer or supervisor or somebody can't handle them or handle whatever situation.
Yeah,
so we really want our volunteers and supervisors to just be able to handle stuff.
If there's a dispute, solve it. You don't need to call us.
And not only solve it, but solve it in
their benefit,
favor.
Right.
I mean, like I said, we're not in this for the money. We're in this to do really the ultimate zombie fan con. That's really what this is about.
And I mean, I think you pretty much nailed it with that. I mean, if you obviously you follow social media, so you're reading this. When I posted a write-up on the website that I write for, which is actually based on the West Coast, it went nuts. People were emailing me left and right, and they're like, give me information and tell me, but do you have any idea, has anybody emailed you to tell you how far they're coming for this convention?
Yeah, we've got people coming from Australia.
Wow.
UK, Canada,
France.
We've got I wish I need to go look at the country, like some Middle Eastern country. I keep saying like Abu Dhabi or something like that. But it's just we've got literally there are people, and the funny thing is they all bought Andrew Lincoln tickets because every morning I get up and I go through the will call and
they're here, they're coming here.
Yeah,
they're gonna buy Andrew Lincoln tickets.
But it's just neat to see that again.
The power.
I did buy my photo op with him today. I will say I saw that there was like 20 left. I was like, oh no, I'm not missing out on this. I'm gonna get that. There's no telling when he's gonna do another one.
We've gotten some nasty grams tonight about it's sold out. What do you mean it's sold out? And like we've been trying to warn people all day. It's going, and people get so mad and. I think that's really. I get my feelings hurt easily.
He's very sensitive.
I do because
you're an attorney. How can you be sensitive?
Well, this is like my baby. Right. This convention. So he's
putting his whole heart into it.
I want everybody to walk away happy, and I want people to understand that we're just doing this for the heck of it. I mean, we didn't have to do this, and so when people just are just being so mean and nasty, it's like I just want to go, oh, fine. I'm like, we could have just not done this. Or,
just don't film.
Yeah.
Well, there's always going to be somebody that's not happy.
We're not going to make everybody happy. No matter how prepared we are, no matter how we plan out line systems and organization, there are just going to be people who are entitled and feel like they get it. They get their way. They paid their ticket, so it's going to be their way. Mm-hmm. And like I said, we're going to try to make those people happy too. But we know we can't make everybody happy, but we sure are going to try.
Yeah. Will you have, one thing, will you have like printed schedules and things like that for people to access so they know that,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're actually
overlapping and.
Yeah, we're actually finishing up the panel schedule, making sure the panel schedule and the photo op schedule and the autograph schedule don't overlap. So that's actually quite a bit of coordination. And
it's like herding cats. I mean, it's really, it's very difficult. I've been to a lot of conventions, and you really, Dragon Con. Oh my Lord, that's insanity.
Yeah. So we're putting all of that in a program when people get there. But we're also putting it on the website once it's finished. And
we'll have an app.
And we'll also have an app that people can download.
Perfect.
So it'll be really cool.
And we're trying to make sure all of our volunteers and even our security, who don't actually even work for us, they actually work for the convention hall, actually know where everything is.
Right.
It's not that complicated.
But it's not. You walk into one room and everything is
right there. Mm-hmm.
Well, everything except for the panels and some of the parties. And Andrew Lincoln. Yeah, Andrew Lincoln.
They're going to keep him separated.
Well, Andrew we couldn't have fit him into the
because he was a last minute. We couldn't fit him into the. So he's in his own ballroom.
He's at the Andrew Lincoln ballroom, and so he'll be there, along with the parties, the evening parties we're doing and stuff. Those will be at the hotel, but everybody else, Norman included, will be at the convention floor. So all the celebrities will be there. We'll have vendors all in there as well. So it's just going to – I'm telling you, I'm just as excited about the convention floor as I am about meeting the celebrities because it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we didn't want the regular old, hey, there's 20 comic book and toy people, and we are going to have some of those and
we love those. I mean, that's great. Needs to have it.
We wanted such a variety that you actually got entertainment value out of our vendors. So we've been giving booths away.
We're trying to drive people to the vendor floor.
I just wonder, you guys have got the tattoo artists that are going to be there. I wonder how many women are going to have like Norman Reedus. It's like tattoo across their chest and then run straight to the tattoo people. Have it like permanently done.
It is going to happen because.
Oh, I guarantee you.
Before we had the tattoo artists, we had requests for that reason alone. Mm-hmm. No one just said, "Hey, I want a tattoo." People emailed saying, "Are you going to have a tattoo artist because I want Norman Reedus' autograph to be tattooed onto my body?" That is nuts. And I have tattoos.
I do. I have 8, but I don't know if I want somebody's signature tattooed on me.
No, I don't either.
No, I don't want a signature.
Yeah.
He's trying to get me to get some tattoos.
No,
I don't have.
You know what I want him to do on the con floor? Mm-hmm. I want him to do his zombie from our logo, and I'll do mine, and get those tattoos.
It would be perfect.
It would be awesome. Just the head, like put it on like your inside of your thigh,
my little
something.
Ankle, inside of my thigh. Inside of my thigh.
I don't know if that would be such a good place. Maybe like a butt cheek or something like that. That might be good.
It's not working for me. I'm still not sold on it. But anyway, so yeah, it's just going to be a lot of fun. I mean, we're going to have zombies on the con floor, walking around, shuffling around. We'll have cosplayers. We'll have
my kids, I'm sure, will be dressed up. So
it's for the kids too, for sure. Yeah. How many kids do you have?
I have 2 boys, 11 and 4.
11 and 4. What an age difference.
Yes.
The 11 likes music, I think, right?
He does.
Okay, because there's a big music thing stand behind you.
Actually, that's my husband's. He plays the banjo.
Does he?
The banjo.
Bang, da, ding, da, ding, ding.
My grandfather plays the banjo.
Well, that was his great-grandfather's banjo. And
everybody's grandfather.
Sent down to him, so he's now taking lessons. And, when you start taking music lessons at the age of 40, it sometimes takes a little bit longer to catch on. So that's why it's all in here. It's not in the middle of the house.
That's great.
Awesome.
It's a fun time. Fun time.
Yes.
Well, I am right at my 20 minutes. I was told 20 minutes max.
Okay.
So I will.
If you have another question or two, that's fine.
I think one of the only questions that I had for you, like one of the bigger ones, was, when the show first started, were you guys fans from the very beginning, or was it something that, because there's a lot of people that are just kind of now getting into it, and it's like about to be season, so they're like rushing to catch up.
Mm-hmm. I was not a first responder. I started watching when my friend told me to check it out. Mm-hmm. It was right around the time he was really into Breaking Bad and then The Walking Dead came on, and it was kind of like, you need to check out both these shows. So I think the first 6 episodes, first season was on Netflix, and I watched that, and they were in the middle of season 2 when I got into it, and so I kind of watched it on Project Free TV or something. I found some place to watch it, to be honest with you. And finished that. And then when season 3 started, we were live and we started watching it in his basement.
Yeah, and I'm actually worse than Eric because I actually watched it through my neighbor's window, so I didn't get the audio.
Nice.
And
this is that's a little creepy, but that's okay.
It's very creepy, man.
No, I actually watched the first 2 episodes and it freaked me out. So I didn't actually finish watching the first season until just before the second season started.
Right.
And ended up really enjoying it. And then I know a lot of people aren't big on season 2, but I actually really enjoyed season 2. And I think the moment when I really was hooked on the show was the whole Sophia walking out of the bar.
Yeah,
moment.
that was pretty cool.
That was just brilliant.
And now, of course, Madison Lindsay's going to be there, so that's really cool.
Yeah. And so that, for me, that's when I realized, all right, this isn't just watching another show. There's actually some real thought behind it.
Right.
And then, of course, season 3 was spectacular.
Right.
Yeah. We love the show, and we're not going to say that we were big zombie fans before this because most people weren't really.
Right.
Walking Dead has turned everybody into one.
Right.
Well, I have to say that, we were big zombie fans, so we had heard about this show coming out, and we were extremely excited about it. And so that very first episode, when in the first 5 seconds, when he shoots little Addie Miller in the head, I was like, he just nailed his target audience. I said, right there, people are either going to watch or they're not.
Right.
And I was like, I'm hooked. I said, maybe that said something horrible about me, that he just shot a kid in the head in the first 5 minutes of the show, but I love it.
The interesting thing is that so many people, I've got to say, just give it a few more episodes, because a lot of people have a hard time with the first few episodes,
Right.
and it really is a different show now than it was in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Different.
My wife can't watch. My wife doesn't watch. But my wife watched the first 2 episodes. And I tell my wife, I'm like, if you could just get into season 2, it's so much less about zombies and so much more about people. You'd really enjoy it. But I can't get her to move past the first 2 episodes.
No, my wife won't watch it either. I can barely get my wife to watch a romantic comedy.
Well, we do. This thing, for us, it's like a family event. We're so geared up for this weekend. We're so excited. And then...
That's why we're doing this con. It's family environment.
We should get our wives to watch Love Actually, so they like.
You can see Andrew Lincoln, exactly.
That's him. It's the same guy.
And then maybe
let's slip in an episode.
And then right when it's over, we'll just jump to season 2.
Yeah, here's some bonus footage. This wasn't in the movie.
Just sneak it in there.
They're bloopers.
Well, it's the same with us. We had several family members of ours that were like, oh, why do you watch that? Why do you watch that? And then, of course, it was one New Year's Eve, they did a marathon. And, my whole family was just, stuck around the television. And my mom was like, oh, okay, I get it now. She's like, I totally understand.
Eric's parents think that he doesn't love Jesus anymore. So it's just...
I can't go to church. The Walking Dead is on. Are you kidding me?
Exactly. So there we go.
Well, thank you so much for...
Thank you. I appreciate it. And give my best to Michelle. She set this up. She's really good. She's great about answering emails.
Yeah, she's very good.
We're going to be all over the place, but if you walk by us, grab us, please.
I will. I'll be like, hey, remember me? I'll say, chew past this.
I'm really envisioning my wedding. I'm not gonna. It's all just gonna.
You're gonna
go
be
by
smiling the entire time, right? It's one of those.
You'll wake up Monday morning and be like, oh my God, it's over. Did someone videotape this? Because I don't remember any of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think I'm really excited that you guys got Yulin Womble to come. I kind of Twitter stalked her for a really long time.
Really?
Yes, I love her. She's responsible for probably about 90% of the boots I have in my closet, because when I watch the season premiere, I'm kind of looking at all the girls' feet, looking at what kind of shoes that they're wearing. So I emailed her the other day and I was like, I have the boots that Maggie wears in season 3 when she stormed the prison. I was like, will you sign them? She was like, absolutely. Yay.
So cool.
She'll be at our booth on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I look forward to it. I'll try to find you guys. I know you're going to be kind of blissfully walking around, but thank you for taking the time.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Hopefully you guys can get some sleep within the next couple of days, because I know Sunday's going to be a big day.
Oh, we are. We're trying to do that. But
we just realized we forgot to order chairs for this weekend. So tomorrow,
of all things,
we gotta order 350 chairs.
Everyone's to sit Indian style.
We had everything planned, and I'm sitting across the table just an hour ago from Eric. I go, oh my gosh, we didn't order chairs.
Yep, just another detail.
Yep.
It's a party. People may want to stand. Who knows?
No, it's not for 3 hours.
No.
Right.
All right.
Have fun. Thank you. I'm sure you have another interview to do. So.
This is the last one. So.
Oh, good. Well, good night. And thank you.
Good night.
Okay.
Bye.
We'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right. See you then.